Hi guys, so today we are going to check out the StarCraft Hoax Holo adhesive vinyl. It's a permanent vinyl, comes in a lot of awesome colors. We're working with gold today. We're also going to use the blue grid transfer tape, and we're going to make this really cool offset decal. Sometimes it's called a shadow or an offset. I'm going to show you how to do that in Silhouette Studio and some tips and tricks on how to apply this vinyl. So come with me and let me show you how it's done. So for this video we have our StarCraft Hoax Holo Gold adhesive vinyl. Again, this is a permanent vinyl, 3 to 5 years outside. Due to its stiffness, we don't recommend doing smaller intricate cuts with this or sharp points or corners. That can tend to cause it to lift, and that's just because of how stiff it is. You can kind of see that it's a pretty stiff product. Also have some transfer tape. I have a weeding tool. I like my tweezers for this product. I have a squeegee and some scissors and something to stick it to. So I'm just going to put it on this tumbler, and then you don't have to use a glitter tumbler. You don't have to mess with epoxy if you don't want to, anything like that. But I had this available. It matched the vinyl really well, so I wanted to show you. You could apply this to just a regular stainless steel tumbler, makeup bag, like the plasticky kind, notebooks, glass, any kind of real smooth, slick surface will work really well for this. So what I want to do first is measure the area that I have to decorate. I've got my little ruler here, and we are about 8 inches long on this cup. And then for width around, I'm going to lay it out to see how wide I could make it before I start to not be able to read it anymore. If I were to do it all the way on the sides, you're not going to be able to read what's on the sides. So do about 3 inches. So 7 inches by 3 inches. And I'm going to do a layered design. The cool thing about this product is you can layer it. It can be the top layer, it can be the bottom layer, it can be the middle layer, as long as the other products you're using with it can also layer. So it's really fun. It's really fun with the offset. It really makes it pop. So let's jump over to the computer and let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to click on the text box and type in my name, and then I'm going to set my font. Click over here on text style, and I'm going with Roshayati. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Let's make it a little bigger so we can see what we're working with. And I'm going to go ahead and weld this to give myself the true dimensions. So if you notice, before it's welded, our dimensions are not the same as the dimensions of the word. So once you weld it, you're getting your true dimensions. So then I'm going to create an offset. I'm going to go over here and click on the star. I'm going to click on offset. It's going to default to about 1/8 of an inch, which is pretty big. I don't usually use offset that big. I usually go between 0.05 and 0.8, but you can just adjust it, see where it is you want it. And then if you want sharp corners, if you're doing a square or something that's got sharp corners, you want to click that, or the soft corners, and apply. And then you'll notice we have several bounding boxes. I'm going to go ahead and group all of those together so we don't lose our placement. And you can change the color. And so that gives you your name with your offset. And then because I'm cutting this out of 2 different vinyls, I'm going to do my registration boxes. I do have several other videos on this technique, so make sure you check one of those out. So I'm just going to go through it real quick here. I'm going to create my boxes, delete a couple of them out.
And I'm going to line them up here. And I'm going to duplicate everything. Stick one over here. So for the first one, we're going to cut our offset, and then for the other one, we're going to cut the inset. If I can select it here. So now we have our two files. So I'm going to cut all of this out of the black, and I'm going to cut all of this out of the gold holographic, and we're going to go back to the table and I'll show you how I layer them together.
Okay, so I've cut my design and I've cut it out of the sheet, and now we're going to weed it. I have also done some of the StarCraft HD vinyl. This is the glossy black, so make sure you check that out as well. So let's weed this one first. And just grab it with the tweezers. And again, like I was saying earlier, try to avoid sharp corners and edges and things like that with this, just because it is so stiff. It can be prone to lifting on surfaces, especially surfaces that are getting handled. Now this is going to go under epoxy, so it wouldn't really matter, but if you're using it on another surface that's not going to have like epoxy coating on it, you want to be careful. But you can see that it is a rather stiff product. Again, these are the registration boxes that I made. I really like the tweezers with these because I can just grab every little piece. So while I'm weeding, make sure that you check out the material cut settings guide on the 651 Vinyl website. They have a guide that you can download as a PDF, or you can bookmark it in your browser, that tells you how to cut all of the different materials, whether you're using a Cricut, the Maker, or the, I'm not sure what the other one is, the Air maybe. I'm not a Cricut person, I'm sorry. And the Cameo and the Brothers Scan and Cut, and they also have pressing instructions, and this is for all of the products that they sell. They're on there all in one spot. Oh, I lost my eye. Let's find that. It seems to be gone completely. We'll have to cut another dot for my eye. I don't know where that little booger went. I'll cut another one of him. I don't usually lose little pieces with this vinyl. I went and cut dots for the eyes, and I cut 3, and I just want you to see that I cut really well. They didn't lift. So that was a fluke. But now we have a new one. No, I'm not the only one to do that. I'll probably find it on my big toe later. Just going to place that down. Okay, so now we have our 2 layers, and I have a piece of transfer tape. And what I'm going to do is, because the gold is my bottom layer, and I'm on this side, so I'm going to do it upside down. So let me try to do it your way. So the gold's my bottom layer, so I want to put that one on last. So I'm going to start with the top layer. And I'm going to take my app tape. I'm just going to lay it down here. And I'm not super worried about these grids, though I did do a pretty good job. I'm going to review that down really well, and then I'm going to flip it over and peel off the backing. But I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to put it back down. Make sure they're doing the proper side. I'm going to put it back down, but I'm going to expose those registration boxes so that they are able to stick here. So then I'm going to set this on top, and I'm just going to line up these registration boxes. Okay, and I have this little tail here, and I do that on purpose because then I can attach it to my table and it's not going to shift or go anywhere. I'm going to lift this up, pull this off, and then I'm just going to walk the vinyl down. So now we have our layers. I'll come in with my scissors, trim this down. I typically use the medium tack transfer tape from 651 vinyl. This one came in the mystery box. I have a roll of it. I just don't use it very often. But if you like app tapes that have the backing on them, like that come with their own backing, then this is a great one. This is the backing that it comes on here. So it looks blue. The lines are blue, but the tape is clear. But if you like that backing, this is a great transfer tape to use. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the tumbler. I'm going to give you a little trick. So you have to decide, are you going to do it with the name from the bottom up, or do you want to do it with the name from the top down? Ask yourself if the person drinking out of the cup is right-handed or left-handed. So if you're right-handed, you're going to hold the cup in the right hand and drink up. So when you're tilting your cup up to drink out of it, it's going to go this way. You want the name going from bottom to top. If the person is left-handed, when they're tilting their cup up, you want the name top to bottom so that it reads the right way. So this is going to somebody that's right-handed. So right-handed, bottom to top. And we want to make sure that we've prepped our area. You always want to use a nice, good, clean surface. So I just keep a little pump bottle of alcohol laying around, some little lint-free cloths. Just one little pump. We don't need to saturate it, just enough to get any fingerprints or grease or oil or dirt or anything like that that might be on it that could prohibit it from sticking really well. We want it to last for years and years. Remember, this doesn't have to be on a tumbler that's getting epoxy. This just happened to be something that I had available with the stay-at-home order and all that. It's been difficult to get out and go shopping. So you kind of want to line up where you want this to be. Try to get it centered. I am using one of the 651 vinyl squeegees to hold my cup in place. So it's got these neat little ridges, and it's perfect for balancing the tumbler on. Try to get you in the center here. So I want to get this centered. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of tape. So this is a piece of blue painter's tape. I'm going to do the hinge method, but first I'm going to make sure that my backing is going to come off okay. Let's squeegee this down really well. I always seem to forget this step, and then it's easier if you go ahead and remove the backing. I may have cut just a little too deep. So if you're going to weed something and you've got that paper stuck to the back of your vinyl, it means you cut too deep. So I'm just going to help that out there. Usually once you get it started, it'll come right off. But this is why we want to test. This just shows that even somebody that's been doing this for nearly a decade still has issues. So once you get it started, it comes off just fine. So I'm just going to lift this up, and then I'm going to lay it back down. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to put it over the bottom third of this, just because this is such a small piece. So then you want to get your decal lined up, and then I'm going to tape it down. I'm going to peel this back. I'm just going to cut off some of this backing. But having that tape there keeps everything lined up. And then I'm just going to smooth it down. Then I can remove the tape. this, and this is called the hinge method. I've got quite a few videos on the hinge method. I have more in-depth videos on the registration boxes. So if there's something that I just kind of sped over and you want to see more, I've probably got a video on it. Just want to smooth this down real good. And then, as always, when you pull off your app tape, don't pull straight up. Fold it back on itself so that you're sliding it off. And this will keep the vinyl from perchance lifting off of your item. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And that gold just really, really pops. Love it for doing the offsets with names, and SVGs have a lot of words and things like that. It's by itself, sometimes it can be a little hard to read. Maybe not something this simple, but sometimes it can be, and doing that offset and adding that black inside just really makes it pop. So super easy project. Again, this is the StarCraft Hoax Holo Gold. It comes in a bunch of different colors. Make sure you check it out. Then we also used the blue grid transfer tape, and the black was the StarCraft HD adhesive vinyl. It's relatively new, amazing product. If you haven't checked it out, put at least one sheet on your next order. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. The mattes are my favorite. I did go with glossy to coordinate with the boldness of the gold holo, but the mattes are awesome. So check it out. I'll put all the links down in the description so that you can find everything that you saw in this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'd love for you to leave a comment telling me what you want to decorate with the StarCraft Hoax Holo adhesive vinyl. If you get a chance, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click that bell so that you get a notification every time I post a video. Thanks for watching.